welcome to another episode of Into the Minds of Madness, the horror movie podcast where we view a movie, scary or otherwise, but in the horror genre.
Always.
And see what we can find that we like about it, or don't like about it, or anything in between. I am your scaredy cat, Paul McWhirter. Sitting with me, as always, is your horror aficionado, Chris Dicker.
Hello there.
How you doing?
Oh, very well. Glad to be back as always.
Yes, has another episode.
Just sitting here watching horror movies.
Another horror movie ticked off my list, especially. And a movie that you watch every Halloween, as we are only a few days away.
There are a few traditions in film, you watch Gremlins on Christmas, you watch Critters 2 on Easter, and you watch Trick or Treat on Halloween. Like, of course, you're gonna watch Halloween stuff, but Trick or Treat, I always watch it. I can't remember a year that I've missed it, to be honest. As
you said, it's a bit of a... So, it's Trick or Treat from 2007,
Yeah,
correct?
We're talking about Michael Dougherty's first, big... He wrote it and directed it. It was his first major project.
Yeah.
And it's our first horror anthology for the pod.
Yeah.
I got to say, I got such a soft spot for anthology series.
Okay.
Tales from the Crypt, one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're finally. This is a good one to dive into.
Yeah. Well, it was an interesting way to frame it. So yeah. Well, do you want to give us a synopsis on the back? I'm actually quite curious about what the synopsis is going to give. What kind of information it's going to give us.
Happily, as always. Before I read what it's about, let's start with our fun little blurbs. The best Halloween film of the last 30 years. That's quite a claim. That's from wizarduniverse.com. No idea.
So that's since 77.
Wow, but they're saying a Halloween film. Oh, actually, I don't know the date of what year Halloween came out.
Yeah,
because that's blasphemy.
Yeah, from 07. Yeah, that would be 77. So that's the range he's talking about, or he or she. Reviewers can be women.
Why don't we have a personal assistant?
It's 2007. Reviewers can be women. Okay,
we need a researcher, on the spot, stenographer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's quite a claim. I'll agree though. Halloween 4 and 5. Pretty average. Okay, and we got another one from Fangoria. Yeah, the best best horror anthology in years. I'll agree with that.
Okay,
there wasn't that much that I can think off the top of my head that came out prior to this.
Fair enough.
Of that same from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's dive into the synopsis. A creepy, darkly comic celebration of the scariest night of the year from producer Bryan Singer and writer-director Michael Dougherty. Trick or Treat takes the creepshow Tales from the Crypt approach to nefarious new depths with 4 interwoven tales set on Halloween night. A high school principal moonlights as a vicious serial killer. The quest of a young virgin for the special someone takes a gruesome turn. A group of teens carry out a cruel prank with disastrous consequences, and a cantankerous old man battles a mischievous trick-or-treating demon. Cantankerous, that's a fantastic word.
That is a nice word, isn't it?
That's a fantastic word. I love that. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the movie, That describes it pretty well. That sold me alone, because I bought this way back before I really understood it, and it was the synopsis that got me. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
I like the way this movie plays out as well, the anthology style. The cold open is Leslie Bibb getting beheaded.
Yeah. And having she's being turned into a Halloween decoration, basically.
And that's really the end of the night, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually the end of the movie.
Yeah, I warned you before we dived into this, get ready for some time shifting. We're going to jump all over the place. And I think they handled it quite well. It wasn't too confusing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very clear.
There's some nice little cameos of characters from previous scenes, which actually later on in the actual timeline popping into some of the scenes. And yeah, some nice interaction. It tied it up, really made it feel very genuine.
Yeah. It was, and that's what I like about. Well, it was also the fact that they didn't try and make it too confusing either. No, they made it very simple to follow and understand.
This is definitely going for that holiday classic feel, just a film that it's a Christmas story for Halloween.
Yeah, I mentioned this a couple of times as we were watching this that it feels like it's kind of got like a Danny Elfman score, like it's almost like a family kind of. It has this family movie feel, like almost like a Home Alone kind of feel to it.
Yeah, and you don't often get that in horror. It's usually a bit more dark when it's a big musical ensemble, and this is it's a bit lighter and a bit more. Yeah, it was really good. It was just very.
There's a bit of blood, but there's zero gore. There's not even really any jump scares in it either.
It's not a scary movie. It's more
just one other thing. Just as I'm talking about the music, that like the score was really good, but there also weren't any like musical cues, like as we always like to say, cat on the piano.
Yeah,
there was none of those kind of like stings.
No, they were just kind of. They backed up the semi-jump scares. Like they didn't really take over it and make up for the lack of the actual thing being scary.
Yeah,
it was just to add a little bit more to it.
Yeah, but you could also tell that like the parts where there was tension building, they were kind of earned as well. They weren't just like boom, take it,
and they were
kind of earned. And there wasn't any of those musical stings to make it more effective than it needed to be.
Yeah,
it didn't need to be scarier than.
And
what
there
it
wasn't
was.
like any. I'm flogging the cat metaphors at the moment, but like there wasn't any like, fake out scares where a cat appears. Like there was always a payoff.
Yeah,
we were always progressing, even though we were jumping all over the place timeline wise. It was always a little bit answered.
Yeah,
another question raised, but it was always something else, a little bit an answer given.
Yeah,
just good, because you can easily. That's the problem with anthologies. As much as I love them, you can get a dud story, and
that brings down the whole thing.
Yeah, it can totally crush it. And like VHS, that's a series that people have received badly, but at the same time, I can see why, because it was just a couple of weak stories in this collection of like 6 or 7 short films or whatever it be.
That really brought it down, did it?
That can bring down the entire series.
Yeah,
and it turned into this weird. All of a sudden, like what Rec did, dropped the found footage, and a couple of a weak story can destroy an anthology. And thankfully, I don't think there really was a weak one.
No, like, and any of the ones that like. That's the other thing with like a 100-minute runtime. It also didn't have time to dwell on any of them for too long.
Yeah.
None of them like what is it, like overstayed their welcome at all.
No, there was a real snappiness to it.
Yeah, and even when we started focusing on different people as the stories kind of started unfolding, I wasn't expecting us to start jumping on those people's stories. Like with Mr. Krieg.
Yeah.
Mr. Krieg. With him just like being a dick next door to the principal,
hey, Mr. Wilkins.
Mr. Wilkins. And that was fine. And the quick the whole thing of Mr. Wilkins' son, like how quickly like that kind of little twist was shown.
Yeah, well,
and it was just like, oh wow. And then that was the end of that story. But Mr. Wilkins' story continued in another, like to help finish off another one, like. Yeah, it was. I really
nice
liked
how
the way that it
they
moved
set
around.
up. There was really nice foreshadowing. Like, it wasn't shoving it into your face. It was just passing comments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In that moment of Mr. Wilkins, he mentions to his son that he's got a date.
Yeah.
So you got this lady to see him prowling for a date. And,
yeah.
There was one I didn't notice until because I've never really sat down and analyzed this movie. I've just sat down and watched it, enjoyed it, and. But at the beginning, one of the earlier scenes, we were introduced to Anna Paquin and the other other girls going out, getting dressed and getting changed. There's like they mentioned fresh meat, and they mention Huff and Puff, and Anna Paquin's character is dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, and even in the final scenes, spoilers. We've said before we can't talk about the movie unless we're going to spoil a good chunk of it.
I don't think anybody's going to be listening to this unless they've seen it or don't care about spoilers. So.
Yeah. I think we're safe on this one.
Yeah.
So it was a nice twist that it turns out that there were werewolves hunting down guys to on Halloween night to Halloween tradition, feast and do what they do.
Yeah.
But I like that you you didn't know. And if on my first viewing, I had no idea what the hell was going on. I
Yeah.
thought for sure that she's Little Red Riding Hood. She's as her older sister said, she's the runt of the litter. So there's nice little bits like that. And even in the moments of them revealing, you're like, okay, so they're succubi for sure,
Yeah.
and all this sort of stuff. And then once they was revealed that they're werewolves, it's like, oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming. That was nice.
There were a few moments when I mentioned to you, I'm like, kind of like, really? That's really unbelievable. Then literally less than 5 minutes later, something happens. I'm like, that makes complete sense now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're obviously going to be jumping all over this because it's kind of hard being an anthology because it jumps around so much.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to be a bit
And
linear.
it's not like it goes story 1, story 2, story 3. They're interwoven.
So the way that Mr. Wilkins comes into Anna Paquin's story at the end, like he falls out of the tree, and he's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And like he's sitting, he's lying there, and he's like, "Help me, blah blah." You're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
and
you
then
see all the others rush over and check it out.
And then she emerges from another place, and they're just like, "Oh, there she is." And they just ignore the fact that this guy just... And I'm like, what the fuck? Why aren't they doing anything about this? Like, a guy's just fallen out of the tree. Like, he's lying there, like, going, help me. And I'm like, what's going on? Oh, okay. Like, I'm just like, that's unbelievable. Why would they, like, forget about him and just, like, start talking to her? And I'm like, oh, because that's what they want, of course. Like,
and, like, what are you, like... It's always a hard thing to do is the transformation scene with werewolves. That's the moment that you can... A werewolf movie can just go, that's silly. That looks shit, or whatever it be.
It didn't look great, but it wasn't horrible.
The idea was cool. I really liked just that they would, with their nail, would slit the back of their skin, and then they would just like peel off.
It reminded me of the Robbie Williams Rock DJ video clip, where he just peels off his skin, like he strips, and like to try and impress the sexy lady
like
DJ.
We don't need to dive into the No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just kind of in shock that you brought up Robbie Williams on this podcast. I did not expect that.
Oh, dude, no. The reason why is because growing up, watching Rage.
Oh no,
the
I
top
know
50,
exactly.
They would never show it on Rage Top 50 because it was too early in the morning. Because kids would be watching, so they never played it. So they just have the background with the Rage logo and then number 1 Robbie Williams Rock DJ. And you're
one of those ones.
And you're waiting till number 1, like to see it, and then that happens, and you're just like, "What a fucking anticlimax!" I didn't get to watch the number 1 video clip because they're not allowed to show it. Like, but yeah, it totally reminded me of it, just the way that they strip off their skin, and just with the hairy wolf.
It was nice. Like you haven't seen it, but like they have a bit of like the howling vibe to them. The way that they're designed, they're a bit thin, but quite like long
spindly.
Hair. Spindly, and like the hair's long and matted.
Like kind of mangy.
Yeah, very mangy. I like that.
Yeah.
I like a good mangy werewolf.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want any of these smart underworld lycans or anything like that bullshit.
You got werewolves, not lycans. You got werewolves.
I'll just like swallowing the bile taste that I get from Underworld.
Those Underworld movies they're good action movies though. They're not good with the mythical and the actual like the rules of those monsters. They don't really
someone
rely
like
on,
opens
do
their
they?
mouth, it's like you just put mute on. You just wait for the next werewolf vampire fight.
It's Len Wiseman for you. Yeah.
Ugh. I can safely say I don't think we'll be covering an Underworld film on this. I don't think I could bear paying money to Underworld. We're getting sidetracked. Let's talk about something good. Back to this.
Can I talk about how annoying it is that Leslie Bibb's on the cover of this, and she's probably got like not even 5 minutes worth of screen time.
Yeah, she is too. I hate it when they do that.
She doesn't even have like 5 minutes worth of screen time.
I hate it when they do that. It happened. What was it? It came from outer space. Remember there was that one actress. I can't remember. She was so
That's right.
tiny.
Yeah, of course, because there was. Yeah, they had the 2 actors and the 2 actresses, and that second actress had literally like 2 lines.
Yeah,
but she was still so highly built.
Yeah. So she must have been a model.
So dumb.
So the same sort of thing.
At least Leslie Bibb had more time on screen than she did. Came from outer space.
What year did Iron Man come out?
That was
the same time.
That was 2008.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna say maybe like they were writing off something that she recently was in. Maybe that's the case. Maybe Leslie Bibb was big.
Or maybe she was doing a favor.
Yeah, true.
She might have been doing a favor.
But oh man, that blew my mind that she's on the cover. But
Yeah, that annoys me. I don't like when they do stuff like that.
yeah, it is a little bit yeah, it's not right.
It's
false.
almost it's kind of like false advertising.
Very false. Like we're gonna get sidetracked on this episode, guys. Cause
That's all right.
There's no deep analysis.
I mean, and this movie itself gets sidetracked a fair bit, so I think we're allowed to.
I want to talk about like a little bit like with Flatliners, the new one. Like they recently remade it, and I like the original.
I actually heard that it was actually a sequel of sorts.
That's it. They pulled a like the thing prequel sequel remake thing. Like they just kind of they fucked it. But hey, spoilers! This is a good spoiler. Save you the time because don't watch it. It's bad. Like I haven't seen it, but I was gonna see it. But then I watched a very like reliable review, and fuck that. Ellen Page dies halfway through the film. The main selling point dies and does not come back. How shitty is that? That's like this kind of move. Have you like the main wanting like someone would see? Oh, Leslie Bibbs in this. I'm gonna watch this, and she dies in the first scene.
Yeah.
So that turned me off seeing the Flatliners once I found out that spoiler. I'm glad I found
Wow.
that. Yeah.
I just feel like that's just untrustworthy. You know, it's just
like you can do it in a good way, like the Towering Inferno.
It's a bit dishonest.
Like the Towering Inferno, people like, you know, Charlton Heston died and stuff like that, and that's unheard of. You know, your hero never dies, but it was out of character, and that's what made it good. But that in Flatliners, that just seems stupid. That's cheap.
Yeah.
I know I always kind of judge a bit like money wise. Like maybe they ran out, they couldn't afford to pay her, or she realized this is a piece of shit. I'm outie. Call my agent. How can I get out of this?
Yeah.
But what do you think of Sam in this? The little mascot.
I didn't really understand why he was around in a lot of the other like deaths and stuff like that. That didn't really make any sense to me. But I didn't mind him. I didn't like. I kind of didn't really think anything of him. Really.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of much of a muchness for me. No, not really.
Right. Because
I honestly think there would have been more impact if his hood didn't come off. And so his pumpkin head.
Yeah, I gotta say that I would agree with that. That was a shame that they revealed it.
Would have been more effective, I think. Yeah.
But at the same time, I've got a soft spot for Sam. I love the aesthetic of it. Very simple, but I love the idea of like this ageless.
Just the Hessian sack simplicity.
Yeah, with the two button eyes.
Yeah.
And like the sewed up smile.
Yeah.
But just like this ageless child thing that like, you see even like in the flashback in the 60s, like he's there. And I just really like that there's the spirit of Halloween manifests into this small little creature that just wanders around Halloween night making sure you're celebrating Halloween correctly, you're following the rules, and you know all traditions are going swimmingly.
Yes. Yeah.
And if like some of the moments you were probably thinking like, why is he here? It was just because he was witnessing. He knew the girls were gonna do their the Halloween feast and turn into werewolves. He just wanted to watch it. He wanted to witness it. He just strolls around. With his dragging his bag of goodies. Yeah. And like this is like what this is like this whole film is just a passion project from Michael Dougherty. Like Sam is a creation that for his like animation major work, he actually made a short with Sam.
Okay.
So like it's a really old character for him. It's one of his little passion project, and Halloween was his favorite holiday. So there's lots of little nods. It's just like a big I love Halloween basically.
Yeah, okay.
Like even Sam's weapon of choice is an American urban myth, but it has happened where people would put razor blades into the chocolate bars. Yeah. And that's his weapon of choice. Instead of a razor blade, he's got fucking candy bar. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of that sort of. It's just soaked in Halloween. So I think like that just gets a pass for me. Like I think that's why I'm so drawn to the Sam, and it's such a simple design. Yeah. And yeah, the little antics he gets up to, and just playing with a dead bird, and stuff's happening, and just like he's almost not giving a shit, but you don't break the rules in front of him.
Yeah. I guess that's the other thing. It because of the kind of movie this is as well, because it is following a few different stories. Doesn't go too deep on a lot of stuff. In some ways, I really like that. In other ways, I'm kind of a little bit like I'm left kind of wanting a little bit.
One in particular for me was I feel like they wasted the Mr. Wilkins storyline, like having him go off and have his date and hunt down somebody. There was one question that they never answered, because his storyline is that he likes to, on Halloween, poison a child, kill it, put it and bury it in the backyard, and then with his son make a jack-o'-lantern out of that dead child's kid.
Yeah.
Head kid. Dead child.
Dead child's kid.
Oh, that's a
yeah.
situation.
Kids having kids out here, man.
The state of it. There's a scene where he's dug up the hole that he's put last year's kid in, and there's that altercation with Mr. Krieg, and he's trying to like cover it up as what we think is the recent victim, like still being alive and making noises and shit like that. But then you see a hand come out that's in like a different costume, like a clown costume. I feel like we should have stayed there, like maybe the kid getting out of the ground, like maybe it's this headless kid, like kind of it in with Ben's first interaction with it, like kind of this headless kid coming out of the ground with clown kid. That would have been fantastic. I feel like it was just a little bit like we had to tie up Mr. Wilkins with the werewolves. Like we needed a reason to get out to the woods.
They didn't really talk about that at all, did they?
Yeah, I really wanted that. That's the one question they raised that I really wanted answered. Like, why the hell was that kid who's obviously been buried for a year? How is he still alive?
Yeah, they were also pretty light on the exposition with the kids going down to the bus. Like, they were pretty light on that exposition. They were just like, okay, we're going to scare this girl. This other dude seems to have a bit of a crush on her, but he's still going to scare the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really understand what's going on.
As we were talking about before,
I really liked Rhonda.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked her.
But, it's not a horror anthology without a weak story, and this was the weak one. That's the one I don't like as much. Like, just the kids side of it. The setup of, like, where, like, the being the quarry and the accident and all that sort of stuff.
But I kind of enjoyed it more than Anna Paquin's story.
Oh, yeah, that one was a bit
See, that's
average.
the other thing. I kind of... Like, I enjoyed it a lot, but it was just left me wanting more. Like, because I liked where it was going, but it was just... I feel like it kind of skipped over it a bit quicker than all the rest of them.
It's one of those ones where it's kind of like I believe it was The Rise of Leslie Vernon, where it just asked all these really cool, left us asking all these questions, and unfortunately it's just never gotten a sequel. And this is another one. Like, it just has not. They've tried, and just nothing has actually eventuated from it. And he's now onto, I believe he's doing the next Godzilla film.
Okay.
So he's got bigger fish to fry at the moment.
Yeah.
So
what's he done in the last 10 years then?
Krampus.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that.
Yeah, Krampus. And that, I gotta say, I was a little bit bummed. I didn't realize Krampus wasn't an anthology, because I was really looking forward to a Halloween anthology.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But still, what Krampus is in the end, loved it.
Yeah.
Kill a gingerbread man? Come on. That's awesome. But yeah, I think what it is, all in all, it's just the vibe of this film. The vibe this film gives off.
It's Marbo, right? It's the vibe. It's Marbo. Yeah. Shout out to all the Castle fans out there.
Oh, man, that took me by surprise. Fantastic. But definitely, it just gives that kind of fun feeling. Like, it's nothing deep, as we're struggling to analyze anything.
Yeah.
And I think they captured the Tales of the Crypt style perfectly. Like, it just gives you a nice short burst. There's a payoff at the end of it, and it's usually a really good payoff. And in these ones, the payoff was pretty good.
This was 100 minutes long, and I was just like, I kind of need to have a cigarette. And then and then you check the timing, and it was like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck, already? Really? Like, it went really quickly.
Yeah.
It did go really quickly.
You said it before. It didn't overstay its welcome.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. This was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, and it was fun enough. It was it was shot nicely as well. There was some,
there was
pretty
some
shots.
very nice shots. In this.
Especially down at the quarry. Like,
one of my favorites, apart from their transition from going from the flashback to present.
Yeah.
When they left after they scare the shit out of Rhonda, and she's been consoled by the kid with the weird name,
Schaefer or something.
Yeah, Schaefer, I think it was. He runs off because the others are screaming, they're getting attacked, and just that shot of her, there's a wide shot of her sitting in the dried up leaves.
Yeah,
in the elevator there, and her looking quite sad.
Yeah,
but it was just a
as
very.
It kind of zooms out a little bit, as like just to show like see she's really alone.
Yeah, just some very nice shots. Very well filmed, and I think that's what helps it. Like, because again, if it was, done cheaply, it could have fallen flat on its face. Like, it could have tried too much. And you mentioned it, like, it has a Bryan Singer vibe to it.
Yeah, like, because I noticed it was produced by Bryan Singer, and I could kind of, I did get that feeling.
It's got that money and that kind of slickness.
Yeah, the slickness. Yeah, the slickness.
It feels like in an X-Men movie.
Yeah,
like just the clothing of the time. Like, it's just everything.
Yeah, no
one looks like they're wearing an old piece of clothing, and everything looks crisp and new.
But it also the clothing they're wearing seems kind of timeless too.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's very timeless. Like, I mean, I could see people wearing that kind of stuff now, like 10 years later. Like, it's not of the time.
Yeah,
like it's a timeless thing, but still modern enough that it doesn't feel dated.
You can definitely tell what year, what era it came from, but it's not like you can tell straight away. You're like, ugh, it's a '90s movie, or it's like it's an early 2000s.
Because there's a lot of those that we've seen that are just like, oh.
Dare I say,
just get that tightness in the back of your throat.
I think Riding the Bullet's becoming like the Voldemort of this part.
Oh my god.
Right.
Come on, let's not put a downer on this episode.
But all right. Well, I discovered something, as I kind of obsess about animated series. Like, apart from horror, animated series is like one of my favorite things, and I tend to overwatch South Park and Family Guy, and some people might look at, oh, you watch Family Guy? Fuck off. I enjoy it. It's silly.
It's good. It's good background comedy.
Yeah, definitely. It's good background stuff.
It's good background comedy because you just don't need to care.
Yeah, but I noticed something because Rick and Morty is just one of the best animated series, and I love binging the commentaries, and so I've watched the episodes probably way too many times. I've watched the commentaries listened more than I've watched like the actual episodes, but I noticed that there's a scene with the trick-or-treaters where they go and they trick-or-treat on like one of the adult, like the parents' party.
Oh yeah, where they're just all having group sex in there.
And the music. If you are familiar with season 2, I believe the episode's called "Look Who's Purging Now," and so they go to the Purge planet, and it's the final scenes, and they finally take on the rich folk, and the song that plays feels good.
Tony. Yeah.
This is playing in the background of this party. It blew my goddamn mind. I think I rewound it like 6 times.
Yeah.
Like,
three.
That's right. Then I watched the clip as well. Yeah. But it blew my mind. I'm like, oh my god, it is stock music. I always thought, like, did they actually sit down and make the cheesiest, like...
Oh no, but that's Tony though. That's its sound. That's exactly how it sounds.
Yeah,
that's the music it is.
Oh man,
it's so inoffensive.
Yeah, that's it. It's so inoffensive.
Incredibly inoffensive. Yeah.
So yeah, that was just a nice little gem. I was like, oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think nice little. I love that the dog was named Spite.
Yeah, Spite.
That's a good name.
Mr. Krieg and his dog Spite. Yeah. But we're pretty sure that dog gets killed by Sam.
Yeah, because he writes a room.
So that's a big thumbs down for this movie for me, if a dog gets killed.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that a dog got killed. Like, that's a big... Like, I lost interest in zombievers. And usually I'm down for stupid. And it lost me because they kill a dog really early on. And I'm like, okay, this movie, why aren't they killing the guy who did that? Like,
Yeah.
Why are they protecting him?
As soon as I see, like, in a horror movie, a dog get killed, I just want everybody in the movie to just fucking die.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you all deserve to die for not, like, A, for killing that dog, and B, for not being able to protect that dog. Fuck you, go die.
You can't tell we're dog people here at ITMOM.
we're big dog people here. Yeah. Oh, and one other thing that I just wanted to mention, the fat kid.
Oh yeah,
Who made it, Mr. Wilkins?
Yeah,
he's pretty much his first victim that we see.
That was a gross
And
scene.
yeah, and he's wearing a shirt that just says "This is costume."
This is costume. Yeah,
fucking great. Like
a good one.
that was just it wasn't that funny and it wasn't necessary,
but that looks like
it was great.
That's exactly what that kid would choose to
Yeah.
go to Halloween.
He's just like, I just want fucking candy.
Yeah,
Here's my costume, a shirt that says "This is costume."
and like the sound in his scene, like because he's sitting down with Mr. Wilkins, and Mr. Wilkins is being nice and creepy and vague, and he offers him some chocolate. Fatty eats it, and he's poisoned it. Mr. Wilkins has put something in it, and he just projectile vomits for a good 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit longer.
It's kind of unsettling. Yeah,
and it
wasn't enjoyable.
It's
to
a mix
watch.
of I'd say maybe 2/3 to a third of blood. Yeah, probably a third of blood, and the rest was chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's way too. Like melted chocolate, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That should not be.
Yeah, he looked like his mouth was a chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
Just spewing it out like it was feral.
If they managed to get Augustus
I didn't enjoy that.
out of the pipe.
Yeah.
If someone poked his belly, that was what would come out of him.
Yeah.
So, but when Mr. Wilkins is pulling him inside, he would move him and shift him. He's like,
Yeah.
I remember yelling "This is too real." Too
yeah.
real. Ugh, gross.
Just the sounds were just.
See, I almost wouldn't mind just watching maybe a 30-minute short of Mr. Wilkins, because I like that setting.
Yeah, and I like him as an actor as well.
Yeah, he plays the.
What's his name? Is he on the front? Is he on the cover?
Oh, I wouldn't even know, man. There's many a name on the cover.
Okay. I really liked him though. I really enjoyed him.
Yeah, Dylan Baker.
That's it, Dylan Baker.
Dylan Baker.
He's
Yeah,
really good. I really enjoyed him.
I love the whole
He's
trying
and he's one of those guys who's just in everything, but you wouldn't be able to put your finger on what it was. Yeah.
He does that good. Trying to keep up appearances, but he's got an ulcer somewhere because he's trying to keep up appearances as much as possible.
To be honest, I reckon he could have played the same role that the Twin Peaks guy played in People Under the Stairs. Actually, I reckon he could do that creepiness.
Yeah, physically he couldn't have, but he doesn't have the physicality.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have that tall hulking kind of thing. But he's got that weird creepiness, that weird smile kind of thing, and
there's that he's saying something, but there's something he means that we're not getting. We're falling into his trap.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to mention on this one?
Not really, dude. I'm just kind of happy that we finally get to watch it with you.
Yeah, that was good.
This was not one that I had as I said, I've always wanted to have a deeper meaning for why we're watching or something. But this is just watch it. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
Watch Trick or Treat.
It is fun. I did enjoy it. It's not overly gory. It's just a bit of a slasher kind of thing.
No, even if you wanted to try and if this is the year you want to introduce your kid, maybe they've turned 12 or 13, or maybe the recommended 15.
Yeah.
You want to introduce them to a horror movie. This would be an okay one.
This is MA, but there's not really. It's hardly any swearing in it either.
No,
is there?
There's a couple of shots of boobs, but
a couple
brief.
of boob shots. Yeah, but they're very brief. They are very brief.
Maybe it's because a kid dies.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Oh shit! Yeah, kid dies. One of my favorite things, my favorite taboos.
Yeah. So that's probably all it really is. It's not that gory either. There's a bit of blood, but you don't see anything over the top. You don't see Leslie Bibb actually getting beheaded. You just see a splash of blood from the slash. And that's kind of it. It doesn't get too gory. So it's a fun one to watch because it goes by, like I say, quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's a fun little story. You don't get and because there are 4 different storylines going on, you don't get bogged down in one of them.
Yeah, if you don't like one, that you know the next one's coming up.
Yeah, and I think it's because of that. That's why it goes so quickly too. Yeah, because you're waiting for like all these things to just like to conclude.
Yeah,
and then they all kind of already have, and you're like, oh shit, we're at the end.
nice.
Like, yeah, and that's kind of it. It's great. Yeah,
wraps up in a nice little package. Like,
yeah, and it's a very easy watch.
It answers 3/4 of our questions.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a couple left over, but all in all,
yeah,
and like it ends on a cheesy last minute, like last boo scare.
yeah.
But they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
That was totally intentional.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this kind of movie, like I said to you when we finished watching it, this wouldn't be one that I'd be like, oh, you have to see this movie.
No.
But if somebody said to me, oh, have you ever seen this movie Trick or Treat? I'd be like, yeah, it's fucking great. You should watch it.
Yeah,
it's
fun.
great. You just watch it. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. Like, check it out.
Yeah.
Like, but I wouldn't be like, oh, you need to see this masterpiece. But it's just like, oh, fuck yeah, check out Trick or Treat. You might as well. It's worth it.
You just watched Trick. You haven't actually seen it until you watch it 3 times.
Yeah, it's like,
Don't get it, man.
I'm more than happy. I'd be more than happy to watch this again, but it's not like I'd be itching to do it. Yeah,
that's it. It's why it's once a year.
yeah. If it was on, I'd be like, yeah, cool, Trick or Treat, sweet, let's do it. But other than that, yeah.
But
A solid 6.5, 7 for me.
oh, nice. Yeah. That's a good score.
Yeah,
That's not bad at all.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm
I
good.
definitely didn't hate it. I didn't not like it either. Like, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. I knew you would enjoy this. I knew it wasn't going to be people on the stairs enjoyment, but it was still. I knew.
Yeah. Well,
you'd
I mean,
enjoy it.
as I told you, this one kind of came out of nowhere for me as well. I didn't really had no idea what to expect. And yeah, fuck yeah. Cool.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah, fine. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it wasn't like, holy shit, this was great. Like people on the stairs, but yeah.
No. Yeah, this was just a fun
solid.
little movie.
Yeah, solid.
If you're looking for something to watch this Halloween, pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's streaming on something.
Yeah. It should be. Yeah, this kind of about 10 years. I reckon this will be on Stan.
And like
I reckon it's on Stan.
Halloween's getting bigger and bigger here in Australia. Like there's some of you listening, we're in Australia. Australia? Oh, it's a little bit late. A couple of beers. Yeah, so Halloween is not a thing here. We're kind of Halloween deprived. I think I've mentioned to people at work, like, you know, I've got Halloween off, and they're like, "What do you mean you got Halloween off? That's coming up, is it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the holy day."
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't have the day off? It's like, well, I got Boxing Day off. Well, fine, I'll work it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me Halloween. So yeah. Watch Trick or Treat if you want to.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Yeah. Well, so you might have heard a couple of weeks ago they were talking about some exciting news that was going to happen. Unfortunately, it's not happening anymore.
Okay, I was wondering if we were going to address this.
Yeah, so we won't mention what it was. It doesn't matter but we're going to put out an episode on Halloween.
Yeah, we've got something cool, like we're working on something really cool
with some of our really good friends.
Yeah, so like beforehand, the thing we were talking about was awesome, but it'll be back and bigger and better, and it'll turn into something better than what it could have been.
It just means we have more time to...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but we've got something... Oh, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah,
like,
so next week we have 2 of our old friends.
Yeah, some like high school buddies, like high school and work friends.
Yep.
This will come out on Halloween. A little Halloween treat for you all. Our good friends Ariel and Sarah are going to come on, and we're going to sit down and watch Sarah's childhood favorite. This is the film, like, when we were bored at work behind the bar, she'd always be like, "Have you seen Nightbreed?" I've seen Nightbreed. It's a really good movie. Like, you should watch Nightbreed. And like, I managed to track down I don't even know what country I got the fucking DVD from, but I managed to get it. So we're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch Nightbreed. If you know what it is, you know what we're in for.
Sick.
Clive Barker weirdness.
Cool. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be a fun little.
They're 2 of our favorite people in the world. We haven't seen them in a while either, so it's going to be a catch-up one as well. So
I want to say it's
really
been like
good.
a year since I've seen either one of them.
Well, remember they came into Brushy one night, maybe 6 months ago.
This whole year feels like it's just a blur, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
It does feel like that.
I was surprised it was October.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there.
So yeah, we've got a very nice, pleasant surprise coming up.
That's gonna be fun. That's
Yeah.
gonna be good fun. Yeah.
And yeah, what the future entails,
We'll see.
There's many a movie to be covered.
Exactly. And
This
you guys
collection-
will obviously be the first to hear about
Oh
it.
yeah.
So
This collection is not getting smaller. I keep buying movies.
yeah, it's kind of terrifying, isn't it?
Stop putting deals out and releasing 5 films in a pack for $20. Stop doing it to me. God damn.
It's not about how much you're spending either. It's about how much space you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's becoming more like that now, isn't it?
If I can get 7 films in a pack for like $40, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I like a good Blu-ray with a bit of weight to it.
Yeah. Oh, it just means it takes up more space on your shelf, though.
Yeah, it's all right.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful.
That's what plastic boxes are for. It's the storage
fair
things,
enough, fair
storage
enough.
containers. Are for. I'll buy a shipping container. That should
Yeah.
do it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll leave it there. We will see you on Chris's holy day, Tuesday, October 31st.
Yeah.
It's actually also my dad's 60th. So.
You're born on Halloween.
He's a Halloween boy.
Cool.
He's a
dude.
little Halloween boy.
Can we swap?
Are you jealous?
I'm very jealous.
Yeah.
Born February 9th. Nothing happens in February
Yeah.
9th. Nothing happens in February.
Yeah.
God damn.
Or-
Overshadowed by that shitty Valentine's Day.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week for Nightbreed with our pals Ariel Hay and Sarah Grixey.
Oh,
It's gonna be great.
so much fun.
Love those girls. It's gonna be heaps of fun.
I want to be a Halloween baby.
Yeah. You're still just
I'm
dwelling on
bummed.
that.
I got gypped.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Rest in horror.
Rest in horror, guys.